things like 32 nanometers and things like that. And now I have Uli with me, who's our energy efficiency expert, as you can see on the back wall here. We see an increasing demand in the industry about energy efficiency, energy consumption savings, and all these kind of things. And with our technology, we want to address exactly this issue. And in this setup, we can prove on this side, let's maybe start with this side, how energy efficiency has improved over time without sacrificing too much of performance. So, Uli, what is it all about?
It's a kind of comparison system out of the 2005 timeframe. So a Pentium dual core compared to a Quadro, and on the right hand side it's a Centrino 2 based system also on a Quadro. You can see, and the scenario which I, let's say, recommend here on that stage is to compare power consumption in combination with the performance. So energy efficient performance would be the right term to use. Because if you reduce the performance, then it could be also a kind of misleading and a kind of, let's say, misinterpretation on that part. So if you compare the power consumption on this machine to this machine, it's really 3 times higher in the performance and 3 times less in power consumption on the new technology. And if we then compare this machine on the same technology like this notebook, that you can see the performance is the same, but also the power consumption is a little bit less because the focus is still on mobility and also on less power consumption from the development point of view. So overall, going in the right direction, maybe going mobile, so go manage, go mobile, that would be the right term for this kind of setting.
One more question. One could argue, if you only look at the screens, for instance, this nice little baby here, and these look much more fancy. How much is of these energy efficiency and power consumption savings due to the monitor, to the hard drive, to the different components?
So if you compare only the CPU and the system, they are, let's say, they consume the majority of the power consumption, for sure. So if you take a 15-inch monitor out of the 2004 timeframe, then you have in standby around about 6 to 10 watts, it depends on the vendor. And on the power consumption during the run, it's about 45 to 70, up to 80 watts. It's also the quality which you can buy on the different price points. If you compare it with this screen, you get, by the way, that is one of the screens with 0 watts standby. That is a kind of development from Siemens for Itzo. You have a wider screen, you have a more brilliant picture and view, and on the other hand, the power which this monitor consumes is also surged on compared to this old one. So not the size is also increasing. It's the same methodology. It's increasing from the screen point of view and reducing the power consumption as well. So in the combination, this together and this together saves in the same way, 1/3 of the power consumption overall.
It seems it sounds very reasonable. So is it only important for business or for enterprises or at home? Is there a benefit as well for a home user?
So if you take a look on the power consumption all over here in Germany, for example, then 11% of the power consumption is coming from IT equipment in home use. So if all these guys would, let's say, use the latest technologies and the benefits out of them, then they can reduce the power consumption by 1/3. That means we can really shut down the power plant. And on the other hand, they have more power from the performance point of view available, so they can do more in less time, which also is a benefit for the end user. And by the way, we are talking about the same price point. So that system cost during 2005 timeframe the same like this machine will cost as of today.
So, but if I look at this setup here, I would say, okay, let's go immediately mobile. But still, we have some desktops here as well. So what do you recommend, or what is the real usage model for it?
So if you just compare the benefit from the old machine to the notebook, for sure, if the notebook is from the form factor, from the flexibility point of view, and from the usage model, you add more than just replacing a desktop to a desktop, right? So you can take this machine wherever you like, and you can do the same work on the notebook as of today, what you can do on a desktop which you can buy. So from the investment and from the usage model point of view, I would recommend to go with the notebook, because that is for the end user the best investment and the best return of investment, because you can do in every life cycle the same and with the performance, but on the other hand can do more with the form factor as well.